Hey everybody, welcome to this replay of Coffee with the Critters. If you're watching this after 9 a.m. Eastern, good morning Coco, good morning everybody. Just figuring out we've upgraded our platform and you guys will see I've got some added extra bonuses. Hi. Rico didn't start saying hi until the broadcast started. So I think my co-host here is very well aware that Coffee with the Critters has started. Hi. Hey everybody. Morning, welcome. Starting to see everybody jumping in. This is a new platform. Well, it's not new. I've been using this for over a year and I've just upgraded it to add some new features and hopefully we're going to show you what those are today on Coffee with the Critters. Hi. So welcome everybody. Hey Tim, hey Jeannie, Beth, Sarah, Jennifer, Dee Dee, who just is a new level 2 member. I see plenty of members in here and members of the projects as well. Hey, there's Nancy Forrester. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with the Critters. You asked for it, so we're live back out in the center. The past couple of weeks, we've been in the house for quiet sessions. And I was very surprised to hear you guys say you wanted back out here with the animals where it can be an audible ruckus. So joining me here today, my co-host, Rico Joseph, and Milo is at my feet, our pig. So for anybody that is new, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name's Lara Joseph, owner of the Animal Behavior Center. We're an international educational center where we teach about living, loving, and learning with animals through using the science of behavior, focusing on applied behavior analysis and positive reinforcement. And we do that, we offer that to you through our online memberships and projects, which you can find out more about on our website, which hopefully, there it is, animalbehaviorcenter.com. What? So what you're seeing here, I've got several things I want to share with you today. But as I do the Coffee with the Critters live in the animal room here at the Animal Behavior Center, training and behavior is my number one focus out here. So go! Training and behavior is my number one focus out here. So you will see me stand up and train, reinforce via attention, so I get interrupted a lot. You guys wanted it? Here I am. We're back out here in the room. So, hey! Good morning, Rocky! So we're out here with several animals, and I picked certain animals on purpose to come out here with. And today we are with several. We're with Milo, the mini pig. Peekaboo to you, Rocky, as you hear in the background. Rico, my co-host. Pocahontas, I do have him out. She's in her box. Pocahontas, the African crested porcupine, here for training from a zoo. Peekaboo! Yeah! We've got Rico, Rocky, Coco, Murray, Suki, Ollie, Milo, Pocahontas. Coco on cue. Yeah! So this month is our Q&A. Well, this episode. You asked for it. Is our Q&A. Birdie bird. Peekaboo, see you later. So, peekaboo. a couple of different things. Our Rocky mugs have arrived. Rocky Valentine. You can find those on our website just in time. Thank you, Karen Pratt, for a manager, for ordering these just in time. Peekaboo. One of the things that I have as an upgrade to you is I've upgraded this platform so I can now invite somebody to come on here live with me. So it's up to you. I know I didn't give you a little warning, but you've been warned. So if Roman, your coffee is ready. If anybody wants to join me live on Coffee with the Critters this morning, just let me know, and we can pull you up, and we'll do split screen. I'm new to it, so I don't know. We did it yesterday. I've done it in the Q&As and the projects and the memberships all week, and it's fun because we get to see you. You guys follow us very diligently every week. So I may ask you to, if anybody wants to come on and ask a question with me. I meant to give you a little advance notice, but like I know, several of you watch Coffee with the Critters hiding in your bathrooms, so the noise here doesn't get your animals overstimulated. I love that. And several of you have told me that you turn on Coffee with the Critters while you're still waking up in bed. So I'm going to assume several will not be camera ready. Before we get started with our Q&A, a couple more things. As you know, Facebook has changed their algorithms, so we may not necessarily show up in your news feed. So one of the things you can do to make sure you don't miss is turn on your notifications. Go up to your right-hand corner of the screen, see the three little dots, click on it. You'll see a drop-down menu and turn on your notifications. You can also select the option to see us first and join our email list. And if you like the content that we have here, please feel free to share it, especially with those people in your lives that have animals, having behavior issues, work with animals. We work with several different zoos and organizations. I need to turn off my phone. And then let's get started with something new here that I can share with you. We love how you do everything new and live as you learn and teach. Good. Yeah. So that's the beauty of the live streams. And I show that in our memberships and our projects, which is all live stream training. Understanding the science of behavior, working with animals, is the beauty is it's unedited. It's not that if you can't attend the live streams, because as you guys know here, many people watch the replays. But the beauty of the live streams and the downfall of the live streams is it's unedited training. Oh, thanks for reminding me that, Shelly. So Shelly, who is several project members and a member of the Animal Behavior Center. So one of the things, I just signed an agreement contract to be the freelance writer for Bird Talk magazine for their behavior column. Yeah, and my column is going to be called Understanding Behavior. Thanks for reminding me of that, Shelly. Thanks, guys. Something new I want to bring to you as well is several of you like to see the progress and the work that the volunteers are doing here. We have several new volunteers in, so I'm going to bring this into the broadcast. And if I select solo, I can boot myself out of here. I wanted to give you updates on the work that's happening here with the volunteers and all the animals. So this is our volunteer, Lindsay Douglas, and Coco, the umbrella cockatoo. I tried last minute to upload these photos, which is why I was 5 minutes late. But anyways, Coco was relinquished to us from a zoo, and he is at least 28. We think he is a lot older than that. He's a lunger and a biter and a chaser, and he's a very nesty bird, gets on the ground a lot, but the more we train him, the more we can keep him on his perches. We don't like to reinforce any type of nesting behavior here with birds because it also often leads to other behaviors labeled as aggressive, territorial. So here's Lindsay, who started with protective contact through the outside of the cage, now moving to the inside of the cage. Yes, how do you like that? And she's doing fabulous. All the volunteers, most of the volunteers are moving inside of the cage, and we're now teaching a target, ability to move around the cage and get out of the cage. So yay, kudos to Lindsay Douglas. I know Crystal's working with them. I know Amanda's working with them. Several people here are working with him. So let me pull this down for a second because I want to update on some other work. Oops. Well, I think I may have just, sorry, I tried to add and I went a little too far back. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Show some other work we're doing here. Pocahontas, the African crested porcupine. It's me primarily training him because she's only here for a short period of time, maybe another week. She's been with us for 2 weeks. I've taught her to station, and you can see in this photo, she's stationing so we can clean her cage. Station means go to an area and don't move until requested to do otherwise. Rico's doing his somersaults because I've lost my co-host. And she also stations so she doesn't rush the enclosure door. There's Coco and I writing our first article for Bird Talk. This was a bird I was once unable to touch. Here's some progress with, here's some progress with Crystal and Milo, the mini pig here. We've been live streaming this at least every week. One of the biggest behavior issues we see with pigs is behaviors labeled as aggressive, lunging, charging, head swiping. It had started with Crystal and Milo, and we tried to identify the reinforcer. We did several weeks of live streams within the Pig Project showing this is the end result. This is where they're at now. Actually, they're a little further than this. So Milo started lunging and charging Crystal, and through a series of steps and training, because if that animal can see, hear, or smell you, or feel you, you are training it whether you realize it or not. So this is where we're back to and beyond. So here, this is a photo of Milo going up. The reinforcers have changed, okay? He was once charging her, and she started reinforcing other behaviors, desired behaviors, with food. And this is a photo of those reinforcers starting to change. Now he's coming up to her and asking her for physical interaction. So she's teaching him to station at her feet while she delivers a pet. And that is all done through training. A lot of progress. Let's see. Sorry, this is hard when it's only me doing it. Okay, 2 broadcasts. Let's just do this. So we went through the station. Coco, Milo. Sorry, here's something else. Lindsay Douglas, once again, she wants to work with Willie, the education turkey vulture here from Nature's Nursery, for training, and there's a series of steps. Willie will attack people, and what that means is she flies, and she will stalk you, and she will lunge after you. So here's a series of shaping, getting Lindsay interacting with Willie. And thank you, Karen Pratt, manager, for taking these pictures, and then I spent some extra time training. When training, actively engaged training starts to decrease here, behavior issues start to rise. So we're seeing behavior issues start to rise with Willie. And so I said, let's stop this. Let's go out and start working with her. So I started working with her very actively again this week. Pocahontas, the African crested porcupine, touching a nose target. Maybe we can do some live training today. I don't know. Pocahontas is doing so many things. She's stationing on a scale. And she, a couple days ago, was 8 pounds, 11 ounces. I'm sure she's much more than that right now. Great trained. And then here is, we've got new volunteers. I'm going to give a huge shout out to our 3 new volunteers. Christine. Here's Christine. She'll be here today at 10 o'clock. She drives 2.5 hours one way to get here to volunteer. And she said, that's worth it. So here she is interacting with Snow. And I have more photos that I'll show at the end of the live stream. So shout out to Christine, Nikki, and Kendall. Okay, let's get started on our Q&A. Yeah, volunteers rock. So, hey, Lori, hey, Beth, hey, guys. So let's go ahead. Who's got some questions? Let's answer them. So one thing I want to point out, especially with that photo of me with Willie, the turkey vulture, Lindsay with Willie, Lindsay with Coco, and especially Crystal with Milo. Many times when I first start interacting with an animal, I know nothing about that animal. And I have no reinforcers to work with. Many times the animals that we encounter, not all the time, but most of the time, come to us with a history or reinforcement of undesired behaviors. Hey, Shelly's husband. So I have a lot of work to do to counter condition. And many times when I first start interacting with that animal, the only thing I have to work with is food. But over time, those reinforcers start to change. If I'm continuously pairing myself with the positive, if you get on your station, I'll deliver you some almonds. Okay? Over time, you're continually pairing yourself with the positive. Pretty soon, the opportunity to be with you, interact with you in any form becomes the positive reinforcer. I know that for a fact. I've been doing it for 12 years, and I see it repeatedly with numerous animals, from our companion animals, which would be our dogs, our pigs, our cats, our parrots. I see it with zoo animals. I've seen it with Puzzles, the giraffe. I've seen it firsthand here with Pocahontas, the African crested porcupine. Micaiah, the pig-tailed macaque, the one that that was an animal I was afraid to train, did not want to train the animal. They asked me to, and I was like, I don't know where to start. Well, I do, but I don't know anything about this animal's history, body language. All I know is that if you got near the cage, it would grab the cage bars and start shaking them and try to reach for you. Through a period of time of training, the working relationship between me and that macaque became so strong, and we had such a clear line of communication that is one of the animals I miss the most. We don't learn from easy. I'm always up for a challenge, and that's why I always bring in new animals that I haven't worked with before. So those animals are often our best teachers. That is Micaiah, the pig-tailed macaque. That is Rocky, the Moluccan cockatoo. That is Willie, the turkey vulture. Okay, let me answer a couple of questions you guys are starting to ask, and if anybody wants to join me online here, please let me know. Okay, Shelly, I'm not sure exactly understand your question. Would you mind explaining a little bit more detail of how our interaction with our pets something all the time? I'm not sure what that means, Shelley. How it happens all the time. So I think I know what peekaboo rock. I think I know what you're talking about, Shelley. And people, this is why I used to not like to call myself a professional trainer, because a lot of times you use the word training and people think it means training tricks, teaching a dog to sit. You're always training, guys. If that animal can see, you've heard, yeah, really. You've heard me say in the past, training is teaching. Teaching is learning. Learning is communication. Communication is relationship building. The sole purpose of what I do is I like to empower animals. I like to raise that bar and give them choice, control, complexities, control over their environment, and I do that through behavior, training, and enrichment. All three of those go hand in hand. I am training every single animal around me right now, whether I realize it or not. The key question is, what am I training? So, for example, let me see if I can set this up and give you a live demo. This is what Crystal's doing this week. So Crystal has a very short history of interacting with Milo, where Milo is charging and lunging after her. Let me see if I can set this up, move my coffee so it doesn't spill over my computer. She walks in this room to train the birds. Milo's in here. And I said, you're starting to train Milo as soon as you walk in this room, because Milo is looking at you and he starts walking up to her and he's looking for information. Our animals are always seeking information from us, and we can give them that information, right, Milo? Milo's like, I heard you say my name. I think I'm getting ready to get trained, so I'm right here. They're always looking for information from us. And one of the biggest fallouts in changing behavior I see is people not recognizing those signs of that animal asking for information. So if you want to change an undesired behavior, you can't just, well, you probably can, extinguish it, ignore it. But that can cause, if you're just using extinction alone, that can cause high rates of frustration, anxiety. Like if you just tell me no, you need to tell me no, but tell me what to do to replace that behavior. Otherwise, you tell me no, that is probably going to be the reinforcer why I go out and do it again, because now I'm just angry because you're not giving me information. For example, mom saying, you can't stay out past midnight. Why? Because I said so. Why? Explain to me. Give me another behavior to do instead. And if she just, and this happens, this is true life, if she just grounds me, that was my reinforcer to do it again, because you didn't give me a replacement behavior, Mom. But she did pretty good at raising me, I think. So anyways, if you don't want an animal to do something, right, Rico? If you don't want an animal to do something, replace that behavior with another behavior that gives them opportunity to earn a reinforcer. So I'm going to do a demonstration with Milo, but I'm also showing you a demonstration with Rico. Rico tends to, what? We have 3 new volunteers. And we did this with every volunteer. We create that station on purpose because Rico will lunge. If you walk in here and he doesn't know you, and you go to walk back to that sink, you are untraining everything we've been training here. He will lunge after you. He will fly very aggressively to the side of the cage, and that's setting our volunteers up for not for success. So what we do is instead reinforce the behavior you want them to do. So every time Rico says hi, that's right, Rock. Rico, can you say hi? Say hi. That's my well-trained Rico. Can you say hi? Say hi. That's a wave. That come out of your mouth. Say hi. Say hi. That's not a hi. So, but this is what we do. I'm still training. He didn't give me the behavior I wanted. It's not a big deal. Good. So we intentionally set the volunteers up for success by providing long pieces of enrichment where fingers can't get bitten. Good. And instead of having the new volunteer walk back to the sink, we keep them right here at the food prep table. And that's why we put that station right there. And then every single time Rico says hi, good, the volunteer can safely reinforce with a long almond, pair themselves with the positive reinforcer, and it's always the animal that determines the reinforcer, never us. So that new volunteer is consistently paired with the almond, which is called, the person becomes a conditioned reinforcer. They walk in the door, boom, Rico, instead of lunging, flying, and attacking the side of the cage bars, now that person is a cue. Here comes new person, here comes my almonds. I go to the station, constantly say hi, hi, hi. That is our way of slowly shaping the new person as a resource of benefit to the animal. And that's when it starts with, sometimes it starts with food, but that continual pairing often, that's right, Rico. What are you doing, big dork? You always have to steal the show. You always have to steal the show. He's like, yes, bring in the new volunteers. And then pretty soon, those reinforcers change. And the person, the opportunity to interact with this person, the touching becomes the reinforcer, right? Because I always tell people, find out what's awesome in that animal's life and virtually stick it in your pocket and deliver it when you interact. Yes, we're watching. Why don't you do a somersault? Do a somersault. Nice job. That is a replacement behavior. For screaming. Yay, nice. Reinforcer is attention. I look like a dork live on Coffee with the Critters. Good job. But that's what we do here every day. It's gonna get loud. Hang on. Give it 1 minute of being loud. Yes. But we welcome that, right? They wanted to be back out here with you. Yes, they did. Yeah. Be your animal's deliverer of awesomeness. That is what I say. And that is what we do here. We are our animal's deliverer of awesomeness. Okay. Let's see. We're considering offering accreditation here through the Animal Behavior Center, but I'm going to tell you this. We're going to be super strict with it. I'm not just going to give credentials because I like you and you almost made it. I am not necessarily, I'm a stickler for understanding and applying. Because if people are accredited through here, that is my name attached to your work. Are you showing it effectively? So yeah, we're getting a lot of people asking for accreditation through here. We're putting a series of steps together. I wanted to go to, let's see. Audra says, do you ever take a day off? That would be a negative. No. And I was having a conversation with my lovely father yesterday, who just turned 83 years old. And I said, I can't stop working, Dad. I can't because I love what I do. Hi, Rocky. I work from 4 in the morning until pretty close to 10 o'clock at night, every single day. Okay, I'm going to answer another question. I'm going to answer another question, but I want to, what? Hi, guys. I'm trying to figure out if I answer a question or do a training demo. Let me answer another question, then I'll do a training demo with Milo and the parrots. So here's the awesome Tim Sparks, who is an avid follower. Rocky's going to get loud. I'm hearing a distant antecedent. Could you explain why you do not use a clicker for training? And you know what? This is a topic I have written down for future Coffee with the Critters. We see lots of videos with training and lots say it's important to use a clicker. I'm not a fan of clickers, but for those who are interested, could you please explain your thoughts on clicker training? Tim, beautiful question. Thank you for asking that. Do I use a clicker? I do have a clicker here somewhere. The awesome Vicki Ronchetti of Braveheart Dog Training. Hi, Rock. Gave it to me. If I use a clicker, I go search for that, but I'm not even sure where it's at. So let me define what a clicker is. You guys often hear me say the word G-O-O-D, and I try to say it in a very monotone. And if I attach it to anything else, like, I hate to say it because when I say it, all the animals look at me. I say it like when I'm training, I'm going, good, 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 good. And if you hear me say, good, good job, that was such a good boy, that is no longer that is such a good boy. That's not my bridge. That's an additional reinforcer, which is attention. I will say good, and then I will say, good job, good boy. That's all based on if it's of value to the animal. I don't use a clicker here for several reasons. And one is the word. We start off with a clicker, the word good, the word yes, a sound. It's a sound or signal that tells the animal that's the behavior. It's also called a marker. Good boy, Rocky. That's nice. I can handle that. Hi, guys. That's right, Rock. Hello, Rocky. So now I'm reinforcing tone of voice. Good boy. So I'm training Rocky with my voice, delivering a reinforcer. How do I know? Good boy, Rock. Nice. Hello, Rocky. That cute tone of voice, I'm reinforcing it. How do I know? Because it's maintaining or increasing. That's right, Rocky. Hey, Rock. Why do you have to be so dang darn cute? Yeah. Yeah. Do you hear that? Silence. Enjoy it, because it's not going to last very long. But a lot of times, it is very quiet here. But I don't use a clicker, Tim, because I haven't seen that I need it. The word, my sound or signal is the word G-O-O-D. And why I haven't changed anything else is because I'm getting the behavior I want with that verbal bridge. Whereas the clicker, and I thought about using the clicker with Pocahontas the porcupine. I was like, hey man, the clicker might come in good here. The clicker is a very distinct noise. Bam. This doesn't change. So you can't accidentally, if you're saying the word good, you can't accidentally go good, because I've gotten so excited with an animal that my bridge changed. My bridge is good, good. That the owl flew to my glove and I was like, good, because I got so excited and it scared the crap of the owl and it flew off and I had some counter conditioning to do. That's like, oh man, that was so cool, but I guarantee it's not going to happen again right away. Because sometimes you can pair a positive punisher one time with a behavior and that behavior will not happen again. I did get it back. But I have used clickers with different animals. I will use clickers for examples of different types of bridging when I'm working with animals. The clicker isn't usually, I don't want to have to spend time searching for a clicker. A lot of behavior that I get here, because there's long histories of reinforcement of undesired behaviors, not a lot, but a good portion, I would say 40%, 30% of behavior is captured. So a capture means that you reinforce as you're not asking for the behavior, but the behavior happens, boom, and you bridge and reinforce. If I am out in a, because we may have a couple new animals coming in here, this animal gives me a behavior. I didn't ask it, but that's one that I want. but I wasn't in an active training session, my clicker isn't going to work fast enough. That word out of my mouth, I can bridge that immediately. Makes sense? I work with a lot of prey animals. I work with a lot of exotics. I work with a lot of fearful animals, animals with abnormal repetitive behaviors. And I see oftentimes, not all the time, a clicker is overstimulating. If you click that noise in front of that animal, boom, you're likely to get a lunge. So I will tone down my bridge and introduce. Nice job, Rico. Does that make sense, Tim? I know there's a lot of people commenting, and I'm trying to keep up with all, but it's hard. Does that make sense? Sometimes the clicker's overstimulating, and especially with a lot of prey animal and histories of reinforcement of undesired behaviors, fear responses, that clicker is too much. Coco! Yay! Well, you just tripped. I saw that. Sorry. You notice something, Saul? If Rico trips, and I'm just saying this is based on observable and measurable behavior, if Rico trips and I laugh, he'll lunge at me and bite me. So I just, I can do it now because you can't get to me. What? You keep going. You want to do it again? Yes. You. Are you going to put your wings on? Okay, let's give another training demonstration with Milo. Hey, Bettina. Yes, Bettina says, Bettina, who is a member as well, my dogs train much better with the clicker, but I don't always have it right with me or even have to look for it. My voice is always handy. Yeah. And it's, some animals work really well with a clicker. And it's a clear, distinct tone that is unmistakable. So when that animal hears it, bam, it knows. I just choose not to. Okay, here we go. I forgot to deliver the reinforcer of the cute voice. So the bird, Rocky, is going to go back to a behavior that once worked. Okay, yeah, Beth says, that's a good point, especially when you're working with numerous animals. If you're working with numerous animals, how do they know which one is being bridged? And Beth says, eye contact. I'm looking at you. I've asked the behavior. These two are over here. And that eye contact lets that animal know that this bridge is for them. When I turn this way, that eye contact and that cue, that conditioned reinforcer asking that behavior, lets that animal know that bridge was for you. Good, that one's for you. Good, that one's for you. Good, that one's for you. I love training numerous animals at once because that's challenging. I love it. Okay, let's give another. You guys are making some great comments. Hey, there's Deb Jones, who will be here with us next week. Coffee with the Critters. I'm using different markers with different behaviors and reinforcers that work very well. I know Deb works with clickers, and she does work with different verbal bridges. People that work with marine life, you see them use the whistle. So this is an example I give a lot. Good. Delayed bridge. But behavior. So another example of a bridge is the whistle. So this is where it's important. So you're asking the dolphin to jump 5 feet out of the water. This is a great example of how effective a bridge is. See how long it's taking me to get the reinforcer? The word is letting him know that's the behavior I'm looking for. Hi, Rocky. Good. Is it working? I'm thinking so, because I'm seeing that behavior maintain and increase. So the dolphin is, say, 20 feet away. Right, Rocky? It jumps out of the water at 4 feet right here. Blow the whistle. That's the bridge. That tells the animal that's the behavior. That's earning you the reinforcement. Good. as soon as it comes up and takes the fish. Okay, let me get my treat training pouch. We got different pouches for different animals so we don't cross-contaminate. Red is for parrots. Black is for pig. Green is for whatever zoo animal we have in. And blue is for dogs. That's right. So we have these treat pouches, which we always talk about variety of reinforcers. This offers, that's right, Rocky. Yeah. Good boy. This offers numerous different compartments, so you can put different, good, nice job. You do some salt, nice job. I can't deliver a treat to him there, so I'll deliver the attention as a reinforcer. This allows for a variety of different food reinforcers. Okay. All right. So let's do this with Milo. I want to show you what Milo and Crystal are working on. So let's go train Murray and Milo. Murray's in the far back cage. I'm going to train Milo with my left hand, Murray with my right to not cross-contaminate. Get the food reinforcers here. Okay. So I told Crystal, you walk in this room, you're training Milo. Now, what are you training? Okay, so Murray's right there on his station. Okay, I am going to walk in and out of his cage. And we have X's on the floor. Okay, let me just give a training example. All I'm going to do is go in and out of Murray's cage. I'm going to be training Murray and I'm training Milo. What do you want them to do? I don't want Milo to charge. I don't want Milo in Murray's cage. So what's the replacement behavior? Teach him to station on the X. Hi, Rocky, I'm coming. Go, go. So just watch. He's on the station. That's right. Oh! Here comes Milo. Hi, guys. Station. On his target. Good. Good. So Milo's on his X. That's where I want him to be while I walk in and out of the cage. Good. Good. I need Murray to stay on this station while I get in and out. Good. 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 He's got a target here and a target here. I don't care which one he's on. Good. That's the one he was trained on from a very young age. Good. Hot. Good. Good. What? Good. Oh, God. Very good. Turning. Good. Good. And Rocky's on his station. And Rico's on one of his training stations. Good job, Rob. Go, go. Was not on a station. But what you're seeing, Milo coming off of his station, is because I'm taking too big of steps. There's something else we're training Milo right now, which I won't go into detail now, but it is, he has a recent history of not staying on that target. We're training him to do something else. So what you're seeing me do is taking really small steps and saying, that's not the behavior I was asking. This is the behavior I'm asking. And by him coming off of that target, that's just me taking too big of steps in his shaping plan. Oh, thanks, Crystal. There's Crystal Phelps, the one that our social media director here and volunteer that's helping me train several animals. So yeah, this is why I'm saying we have Murray, training Murray to stay on his station. He never came off. When we stop training behaviors, that's when behavior issues start to rise. And peekaboo, wow, we started seeing Murray coming off his station and coming towards the door. We identified the reinforcer, and the reinforcer was, after observing, we sat back and watched the reinforcer to identify the reinforcer. The reinforcer was Murray had the volunteers in the cage. He liked the interaction of the training so much, he didn't want the volunteer to leave, so he'd go towards the door so they couldn't get out. I like those kind of problems. That lets us know our training is very positive, because you hear me say, just because we're using positive reinforcement doesn't mean it's a positive experience for the animal. Negative reinforcement can start creeping in there because we push, we want more. We know we can do it. Right, Rico? Does that make sense? So it's easy to just come in here, and this is why the only people allowed in this room are ones that clearly understand behavior. Because as soon as that doorknob turns, you are training every single animal in here. That doorknob is paired with people walking in. That is a conditioned reinforcer. Hi. That is a conditioned reinforcer. That is a cue that tells people, so if these birds are screaming, if they're screaming for attention, I knew she'd pipe in soon. If they're screaming for attention and that door opens when that scream is happening, that person has just reinforced that undesired behavior that I have. Well, let's see, I don't even know how long Rocky's been here. 12 years of modification. Hi, good. So that's why people say when they volunteer, they're like, I just want to come over and love on your animals. Well, that can be a very dangerous thing here, because we are called the Animal Behavior Center, not because we have perfect, well-trained animals. We have good animals with a history of undesired behaviors that have been modified and counter-conditioned through our behavior change plans. And you coming in and not understanding what you're doing can totally flip all of that work. Hi. This is why I say, I don't know if we have any wildlife rehabbers on here. People say, I just want to clean your cages. Only the best trainers get in cages and clean. Hi, good. Okay, makes sense. So what you're seeing here, what I just did with Rico, I wasn't given that bridge, G-O-O-D. He said hi, I said hi, then I bridged, then I reinforced. My bridging is off. Is it a big deal? Not right now, but communication will eventually get sloppy if I keep doing that. And that is a negative reinforcement for me to get my bridging back on track. The behavior may be understood right now, but in time, if your bridging is not accurate, that line of communication is going to get sloppy. That line of communication gets sloppy. The animal's going to start getting confused. You'll start to see the behavior you're trying to train decrease, and many times it can cause high rates of frustration. So timing is key. Yes. So, yes. I can go back, and what I'll do is I'll go back. Everybody knows that with Coffee with the Critters, it's the continuous engagement. I spend the rest of the day and the rest of the week going back through this replay, answering questions. So I know I can only answer so many questions in an hour's time because the detail is there. Somebody asked me this week, I got a couple of different phone calls, and one was, can't you just tell me real quick over the phone? I was like, no. And that's when I usually say, are you familiar with the type of the work that we do? Because look how long it has taken me to just define a bridge, the importance of the bridge, showing you some samples. I showed you some timing where I missed, my bridging was off, the consequences of that. Now you just want me to tell you why your animal is showing high rates of anxiety. No, I can't tell you that very quick. I have to break this down for you. I have to show you, explain to you. That is what is the benefits and the memberships and the projects here. It is online live streaming learning, and it is for a year, and I've got you for a whole year. This is why, nice job, Rico. I tell people, can't you just do one consultation with me? And I'm like, no, I won't do it, because just one consultation rarely works, because I am not there for you. You're going to start putting this behavior modification plan in place that we work on together. Where am I to help you? Because you're going to stumble. And I'm not there to guide you and help say, this is what we need to do next, or let's change this. We were just talking about this in the Parrot Project the other day with Brianna. If you don't mind if I give a shout out, which she came on screen with me, asked her a question, and I showed her how to set up the environment different. Start with a larger target stick to help set her up for success. We were just doing this, Crystal and I, here the other day. How do you tell an animal, I want a right foot target, now I want a left foot target, okay? If you're not very clear, it's going to confuse that animal. If that confuses that animal, now you're training something else. Do you know what you're training? And that is why I say all the time, if you're training that animal all the time, the key question is, what are you training? Okay, a couple other things I want to talk about. Next week, Coffee with the Critters. Join us live here with a very good friend who's becoming a very dear friend the more each time we get together. Deb Jones, psychologist, professor, professional dog trainer, Milo, is coming here next weekend. She's coming here for a reason, because we are getting ready to announce something to you guys, okay? One person, there's several people I really love to work with. There's few people I will, what is that word I'm looking for? Whatever it is. There's few people that I will work with, because my interaction with them is a reflection of the quality of the work we do here. One of them, hands down, no brainer, don't even mind working with, is the awesome Deb Jones. She'll be here next week. Hey, there she is. She'll be here next week. And we're going to be doing Coffee with the Critters with you live here from the animal room. Something else which happens after that, the following week, we'll be having, me too, Deb, really looking forward to working with you. Oops, I didn't mean to put that up there. Sorry. There's a lot of people, thanks Tim, I appreciate that. There's a lot of people, Deb, that request you. So I am honored to have you here with us. And then the following week, Sunday the 11th, is Dr. Jason Crean. He is going to be talking about the benefits of using apple cider vinegar to the health of all of our animals. Let me see if there's anything. Hey, volunteers are here. If there's anything else, yeah, there's one more picture. So Deb and I are going to announce something next week, so stay tuned. Something else, I had a meeting the other night with the awesome Christy Shepler of Noah's Ark and Novelty. We are bringing something to, I haven't announced it yet, so I can't say it. But we are bringing something to the Parrot Project. I do want to let you know that we are also having an enrichment workshop, our first ever, sometime in May. It's on our website. But yeah, that is one of the events we'll be having here, one of several. So don't forget to take a look at our website if you're interested in the projects or the memberships. We also have webinars, live webinars coming up. Those are free to, all of them are free to level 2 members of the Animal Behavior Center, our online level. If they are parrot related, they're free to the Parrot Project. If they're pig related, they're free to the Pig Project. If they're in general, they're free to level 1 members. So yeah, we have live webinars starting. Good morning. We have live webinars starting again, and I'm happy to bring those to you. You can find those on our website. And Crystal says she's so excited for the enrichment workshop. This is our first time ever. It will be a 2 to 3 day event. Take a look at our website. Is that on the website?
The enrichment?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay. It's in May. We'll get it to you.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the graphics.
Oh, okay. Yep. So take a look at our website. We'll try to get that up for you this week. And until next time, I'll see you guys next week on Coffee with the Critters with the awesome Deb Jones. If you don't want to miss anything from us, sign up for our email newsletter list. You can find that right here at the left. And I will see you guys next week. Goodbye from everybody here at the Animal Behavior Center. Time to get back to work, where work is not a 4-letter word. Take care, guys. See ya.